There we are. Uh, Good morning. And if it's a little bit of a limited picture this morning, it's because I'm broadcasting from home. Is Because I'm expecting some NHS people. Uh, Oops. And so I'm doing things from home today, uh, which, which means that there we go. Yeah, well, it's not a bad picture, is it? I've actually got something here. Uh, quirky old, quirky old Mirador. You never know quite what's going to happen, do you? I'm a bit uncomfortable on this chair, but I've got to stick it out for the next 3 hours while we chat our way through the morning. And it's not a bad day out there, I think. My daughter just phoned me from Northern Ireland, where she is on the way to work, and I am. I'm about to start work. Uh, all in all, it's going to be another busy day. The fact of the matter is, the older you get, the more you get to or need to do in a day, and it all gets a bit fraught. So if you oh that's oh uh, everything's going to go arse over tip, and I'm going to knock everything down. I can tell. Hey, hey, here we go. So, um, I know that we're live, and I believe that everything is working all right. I've got a little monitor here, and I can see myself. So, do join me, and and we can chat about all sorts of things. Hey, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Is this hour of the morning, my mind just does not click in straight away. But I, I, yeah, I'll force it to click in. Now, okay, let's get serious. It is what we need is to look at the headlines, the newspapers, because that's where the day's events are. And there we go. Terror in the sky. And I lost my hands and feet to sepsis. Now, the I am a fairly uh, happy flyer. In fact, I quite like being on aeroplanes. But there are just occasionally when terror can strike. And terror struck on I think it was a Thai airline at 60,000, no, 30,000 feet. And for some inexplicable reason, in the sky, there are little pockets of no air. And if a plane hits such a pocket, there's nothing to support it, and down it will come. And this was a big chunk of sky without air, and the plane hit it. Down it went, spiraled, apparently out of control, and several people have been injured, but one gentleman died, and I can quite understand is scared the hell out of him, and he had a heart attack. But it is a Brit dies in jet plunge at 38,000 feet, says the I. No, the Metro, sorry. Is Jeffrey Kitchen, age 73, died on a flight from London to Singapore that was hit by extreme turbulence. The paper quotes a passenger as saying the aircraft suddenly started tilting up when it was above the Myanmar coast. Now, the air does do strange things. When I was flying, doing traffic reports in the early days when I was a young pup reporter, I was flying in British Columbia, which is a very, very mountainous province. Beautiful, but nonetheless mountainous. And we were in a Cessna 172, which is a four-seater small plane. And we used to go, as we would look at the weather in North Vancouver, which is the north shore of Vancouver Harbour, and we would say, "Oh, look, the clouds are beginning to gather over the mountains. Let's go and check it out." And we would go out and we would fly deliberately into the clouds and bounce around and laugh and giggle. But it can have bad consequences, as you can see, from a big jet bouncing around and because of its weight and its size, dropping, whereas a small aircraft wouldn't. The other thing is that we used to go and check out on the North Shore the well, what should I say? We would fly over the mountains, and we would just go about I don't know, 50 feet above the peak of the mountain, and when you go over, the cool and heat create an updraft and downdraft. So you would go over the peak, and the moment you're on the other side, you go thwack, down you'd go. Now we knew that the wings weren't going to come off the plane, but that was our excuses to go and test it. But the difference in heat, although maybe quite slight, would create a bump, and that's what's happened here. Is the turbulence has been created by probably because it was over the coast. It is is the heat and the light and the shade is created a big bump, and the jet went into it and got out of control. Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. No question about it. Let's see. Now, The Guardian has a different attack. It's alarm over a big increase in under 40s with diabetes. We from time to time, for no obvious reason, we have a surge in different diseases, different things that are wrong. Unfortunately, these sometimes have bad consequences. So, if there is a surge in diabetes at the moment, it is alarming. In fact, that's the word that the Guardian uses. An alarming picture of oxygen masks hanging down from the plane's ceiling is featured on the Guardian in the Guardian. It adds that Mr. Kitchen from Gloucestershire probably had a heart attack, according to the authorities. 7 people were also critically injured. The paper says passengers were not wearing seatbelts and were flung against the ceiling. The Guardian's lead is a new Diabetes UK figures showing the number of people under 40 in the UK being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and it has risen by 39% in 6 years. 39%, why don't we just say 40 for God's sake? Diabetes is up by almost half again, not very far off, and that should be a worry. Okay, the Daily Express. British granddad killed in flight horror plunge. Well, that's another picture of Mr. Kitchen. A picture of passengers aboard the flight and an injured stewardess make the front of the Daily Express. Passenger Zavan Asmir is quoted saying, "Some people hit their heads on the baggage cabin overhead and dented it. They hit the places where lights and masks are and broke straight through it. Elsewhere, Dame Esther Ranson is pictured with her late husband. She urged a change to assisted dying laws as politicians in self-governing UK dependency Jersey debate whether it should be established there." Right. Well, I suppose Jersey has got its own rules. The Daily Mirror. Turbulence tragedy, it says. Terror in the sky. A British pensioner on dream holiday dies and dozens hurt as the plane is hit. Terror in the sky, the Mirror says. The tabloid reports the jet dropped 6,000 feet. Wow! Before Mr. Kitchen's death. It features pictures of passengers amidst panels falling from the ceiling. Elsewhere, the paper also shows footballer Kobe Mainu as a toddler in England kit. The Manchester United midfielder, just 19, has been named in the provisional 33-man England squad for Euro 2024. Never heard of him. The Daily Telegraph. It has a different story again as its lead. I lost my hands and feet to sepsis, says the MP. Craig Mackenzie praises NHS care and will campaign for better treatment for amputees. Right, Craig McKinley is pictured on the front page of the Daily Telegraph in hospital after having his limbs amputated because of sepsis. The Conservative MP for South Thanet tells the broadsheet he was lucky to have survivors' blood clots that left his arms blackened and desiccated, leading to a quadruple amputation. The 57-year-old is due to attend Prime Minister's questions today for the first time since contracting sepsis in September. Yeah, I feel sorry for myself with Parkinson's from time to time. I'm weary. I should really feel sorry for the diabetics. That's a nasty one. The Eye. A Brit is charged with spying for China. He's found dead in Maidenhead Park. Ooh, well, this is a nice James Bond type mystery, isn't it? The Eye leads with a man charged with spying for China being found dead in a park in Berkshire. Ex-Royal Marine Matthew Trickett, 37, had been due at the Old Bailey on Friday, charged with spying on Hong Kong and on their activists in the UK. The paper writes police are investigating his death. Well, whenever a spy goes AWOL, disappears off the face of the earth, there are always questions. It's always odd. It is never like a normal death. No, it's not. The Times, number 10, neglecting Prime Minister's more popular colleagues, laments a minister. Make fewer arrests to help jails, police told. Now, this is the sort of backdown that I do not approve of. Oh, we haven't got enough jails, prisons. So what's the answer? Is don't put people in prison. If they deserve to go to prison, if that's what the law of the land says, we should make that sacrosanct, not jigger around with it. That's what's wrong with our leadership nowadays, is they are always compromising for things which are not of great consequence. Make fewer arrests to help jails, told. The Times leads with police being told to make fewer arrests because of the shortage of space in prisons. It reports chief constables are being advised to consider pausing non-priority arrests and to suspend operators which may trigger a large number of arrests until there is enough capacity in prisons in England and Wales, according to an internal National Police Chiefs Council document. Turning to the Conservative Party's politics, the paper says a cabinet minister urged in a private memo for number 10 to stop trying to placate Rishi Sunak and give airtime to more popular colleagues like Kemi Badenoch and Penny Mordaunt. Huh. Well, lots of jiggery pokery going on in Westminster by the look of things. Mm-hmm. Let's hope. Let's hope upon hope the Daily Star has got its usual chuckle. Is after 67 years of taking the blame for the bubonic plague, justice for rodents, rats, an apology. Boffins admit human lice may have been the real cause of millions of deaths in the Middle Ages. Right, okay. There we are. We well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the weather. Aha! Today, rain, light rain, and a moderate breeze, but a weather warning has been issued. Let's see what the weather warning says. East Sussex, a yellow warning of thunderstorms. That alert went into place at 8 o'clock this morning and ends at 7 o'clock this evening. So beware, we may well have thunder and lightning during the day. But oops. I don't even know. Oh, I'm getting myself into a right muck here. I'm sorry about this, folks. It's okay. There's me. But I really want to. Oh dear. When things go wrong, they go wrong, don't they? No. And forgive me when I fart around with these things. Uh, hmm. There we are. Got it all back again. Yes. What a clever fox I am. Right. Now, uh, I didn't. Oh, after 676 years of taking the blame for the bubonic plague, justice for rodents says the Star, rats, an apology. Boffins admit human lice may have been the real cause of millions of deaths in the Middle Ages. And here we've been blaming the rats. Dear. Right, what time is it? It's coming up to 8:30. And I don't know. I was going to invite Susie. Uh, There, I'm back, alive. Yes, I'm back. It took me a while, but I managed to overcome. But I'm sure that you're bored silly, um, watching me fart around, and it is not very edifying, is it? Well, I think what we might do is we might take a break. When in doubt, take a break. Okay, we'll be back in 5 minutes.